Hey gang, Uncle Todd and Sonny here, and for our final sea monster flick of the month, we are looking at an espionage film, one that did something James Bond never thought to do: have him fight Gillmen. It's a Terror Beneath the Sea by the Toei Company, and it stars the great martial artist Sonny Chiba. Back in the 60s, when this was made, he made a lot of films for Toei, and in the 70s, like Invasion of the Neptune Men, where he got to play Space Chief. There was one called The Golden Bat, about an ancient superhero, and of course, The Man in the Funky Hat, sort of a comedy martial arts film. Of course, his biggest claim to fame is the 4 Street Fighter pictures he did in the 70s, like starting with Street Fighter, then Return of the Street Fighter. They are known for being the most violent martial art films ever made up to that point. Then he had a brief role in Sister Street Fighter, and finished it off with Street Fighter's Last Revenge. Now, he has made some appearances in American films, like Aces, Iron Eagle 3, and of course, his appearance in Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill franchise. Super 2-part film. And his leading lady is Peggy Neal in her screen debut. Now, she was attending school in Japan at this time when she started making films. Along with this one, she also made X from Outer Space, Las Vegas Free for All, and then her final film in Japan, Latitude Zero. She did have a brief role in the American Vietnam drama Boys and Company C. And then she left film after that until she made a reappearance in a short called The Great Buddha Arrives. And then her last was doing voice for the one episode of the anime Vlad Love, about a vampire attending school. Our story opens with an American submarine running into some problems. Wonder what that was. So does everybody else at the demonstration. The sub gets destroyed, and they scoff at the whole there was reporters saw man, but 2 of our reporters, Ken and Jenny, they decide to do some investigating on their own. Good, she got a picture of it. Well, that'll prove everything to everybody. Yeah, or not. Well, she tells what she saw to Ken, who believes her, and then they tell it to Commander Brown, who does not. So they have to go back to recover the camera, at which point they find a grotto. Maybe Sonny just didn't have enough room to really use his martial arts. Anyways, they're captured. When they don't return, Commander Brown, showing some concern, has some Navy frogmen go out and they recover her camera. As for Ken and Peggy, Jenny. As for Ken and Jenny, they're in a mysterious lab and they get their brains scanned.
Excellent. Excellent.
Well, at least our Blofeld stand-in seems to be happy. Oh, and he gets introduced when Ken wakes up.
Welcome, Mr. Abe. Feeling all right?
You know who I am?
Yes, we know who you are. We know all about you. Relax. You're going to be here for a while.
Or not. That didn't sound ominous to you, did it? Did to me, too. You're going to be here for a while. Anyways, after we waste some time of Commander Brown in his futile search for his friends, our big baddie returns to his prisoners to explain what the heck's going on and what he's doing.
Mr. Abe, Miss Gleason, permit me to introduce myself. I am Dr. Rufus Moore. My associate, Dr. Mueller. A world that will be united under one totalitarian government. It is my desire to create such a civilization by first creating the citizens who will inhabit it. Here we have developed a scientific process that can change our human being's body and mind into any form we choose. With this incredible formula, we can change man's physical structure to conform to any specific purpose.
I knew he was evil. He wears sunglasses. In an underwater base. Anyway, just to the point of wanting to have Ken join them in a propaganda kind of way, because they're reporters, he then shows how these Gillmen are made. So, surgery and radiation. And at the end, we are shown the finished product.
What you see here is a water cyborg. Their lungs are now gills. The auditory system is completely transformed. And their minds, if you can call them minds, are memory banks with information fed into them.
Oh, a water cyborg. Sure. It's his creation. He can call it what he wants. Anyway. It's very simple. If they cooperate him, all well and good. If not, well, they can always use a couple of more Gillmen or water cyborgs. If you get his drift. Next on his agenda is a scientist he needs to help with the project. Professor Howard. So, might as well go and collect him.
Oh, dear God!
Wow, he was easy to catch. Although it did take 3. Well, while that's happening, Ken and Jenny decide they've got to make a break for it. So when Dr. Mueller comes to check on him, Ken takes her out temporarily and swipes her little badge that allows her to move around the place. Yeah, so much for that escape. And was that the cyborg laughing? That's a little confusing. Anyways, Professor Howard, when he awakens, he gets a reunion with, well, I wouldn't exactly call him a friend.
You? Professor Howard, we meet under unusual circumstances, don't we? Joseph Heim, the one who discovered the theory of processed man.
What?
Processed man. Sounds a little fishy to me.
Very funny.
Anyways, in disbelief that his old colleague would join a bunch of degenerates like this, although he's asked to join them in the world of the future.
You won't. Don't worry, Dr. Abe. I'll never do what they want. You heard me.
Oh, well, okay. Might as well start processing Jenny and Ken. Now, before the operation, they have to get a prelim treatment, which will give them some scaly skin in parts. But first, there's that pesky U.S. submarine that's digging around the coast looking for the three missing people now. And, well, what better way to keep your place hidden and not suspected than firing a rocket at it?
Here's a missile.
Stand by, number one tube.
Set telemetry.
Set telemetry.
Fire! Sir, they're countering our missile with a homing torpedo.
Let's lure it to the surface.
Hi, Chiba.
Good thing they had a counter missile. Of course, you know the bad guy's not going to just sit with that, right? So he fires a bunch more missiles.
Full speed, reverse.
Aye, aye, sir.
Close.
Slick maneuver. But where are they going to go now? Oh, they hit their waste dump, which is what they've been using to power everything. Of course, since they've been fired on, they've got to return fire, right?
Hi, Chiba.
Direct hit! Wonder what effect that's going to have on that base. They've lost control of the cyborgs. Now they're being attacked on two fronts, outside and inside.
No! No!
Well, I don't think that could have happened to a nicer guy. This allows Howard to slip away, and he releases Ken and Jenny from where they're being held, and they make their way through the ensuing pandemonium of the attacks, only to discover that Dr. Moore has had a contingency plan set up for just such an emergency.
It's the atomic pile. It stopped. The whole place will explode when this figure reaches zero.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Well, looks like they better haul ass to find a way out.
Moore's out there.
They're trying to escape?
Looks like it's time for a showdown.
If you try to escape, I'll blast you with this.
It's time for me to leave. I bid you farewell.
Boy, he's got contingency plans within contingency plans. How's King gonna stop him now?
No, you don't.
Looks like we might get that shootout after all. I wonder if we can have a Dos Ex Machina at the end of this. Good enough.
I've had worse.
Okay, now there's your Dos Ex Machina. Well, time for them to get aboard the escape pod.
Tis but a scratch.
Oh, come on.
Hi, Kiba.
Finally. Well, let's get to the escape.
And there was much rejoicing.
And they made it. Of course, now they're going to have to go through life with splotches of scales on their face and hands.
Oh, Ken.
Wonder how that came about.
Professor Howard.
Yes? Yes. He knew the treatment to cure you.
Well, with that out of the way, they can phone in their story to the rest of their associates and have the scoop of the century. Before we end with them wandering off into the ocean in their scuba gear for a romantic swim, apparently. And that was Terror Beneath the Sea. Not a bad flick. Had some good miniatures in it with that underwater city and the submarines and stuff. But then Japan always was good with their miniature work, especially in their kaiju films. And unfortunately, though this was earlier in his career before he became the Street Fighter, I was a little disappointed he didn't get to do more of his fighting, but he got in shootouts, and would have liked the cyborgs to have been more front and center, but as it was, they were a nice addition to what was a surprisingly similar to the plot of The Spy Who Loved Me about 10 years later. Wonder if there's any connection to that.
Could be.
Yeah. Oh, like film studios don't swipe from each other all the time. Still, it's pretty good. A lot of good action. The suits for the cyborgs, pretty good, although the face could have used some work. Sonny Chiba, he's just a magnetic screen presence, so when he's on the screen, you watch. And pretty good back and forth, although of course we have to have a Caucasian as the big bad guys, because who else would it be in a Japanese spy film? Anyway, and of course the U.S. Army doesn't seem to be doing too much itself in this. They just kind of stand along the sidelines until they're needed to blow everything up at the end. Yeah, heavy Bond influence on this, where you get the big battles at the end after all the other stuff. A little slow moving in the middle as they're captured, and there's a lot of searching and not finding, but good beginning, great ending. Really enjoyed that. Not a scary film as such, but it's a fun film you'd see like Saturday matinee or something, or Saturday afternoon on Superhost. Although I don't think he ever showed this one. He showed a lot of Japanese films back in the 70s. A lot of Godzilla, a lot of Gamera, and Starman, and all those. Yeah, saw a lot of those growing up on Superhost. They must have got quite the package. Not a lot to say. Little gory there towards the end, I will say, but good action, like all the shootouts and everything, because I'm just a big kid at heart. So yeah, fun film. I'd say you can put it in there with all the other little Bond knockoffs like Flint and Matt Helm and all the other ones that came out. It's all about this one. Please hit like, share, and subscribe, and stay after the credits for my favorite scene.